All right. Welcome to SlimeWire, episode 9, right?
Yes, 9.
Yes, that's right.
We're almost
I am
double
Dr.
digits.
Sanders.
I am Captain Goyle.
I'm Mr. Ham.
And I'm Kid Shoryuken.
Yes, we have a famous guest with us today, not just somebody we know.
Yeah, he's pretty famous. If you ever heard of him, it's across the land. He's so famous that people have heard of him in other countries.
Yeah.
Global. We're going global. Slime TV's making its way across the country.
Yeah. Okay. Our first guest on the podcast. We don't usually normally have guests. It's usually just us and the other members of Slime TV, like Johnny and Chase and everybody. But Kid Shoryuken, Jim, is a YouTuber that we know. He is great. And why don't you tell us about your show, Jim? What?
Is YouTuber even a word?
Is YouTuber a word? I don't know.
It is now.
I wrote it in the dictionary. Look it up.
All right, that works.
Yeah.
Jim, why don't you tell us about your show and how you got started on YouTube?
My show. I wouldn't call it a show so much as just a random collection of any and all things that I find interesting that I want to film. I got started, actually, I moved to Japan about 2 years ago. I was living in Germany at the time, and I found out that I was going to be relocating here. So I started just looking up videos on just Japanese this and that, and I was always a huge gamer, so I just started looking up videos on games. I started finding videos on like Akihabara, and then I found Luke Morris's channel, and started watching all these cool collection vids and stuff like that. So that
So when
got
you
me
find
like
out you were a weeaboo?
a weeaboo.
Oh, like
Yes. When did
like
you realize you were a
otaku?
weeaboo?
What is
I've
a
known-
weeaboo?
I've known that since I was
You know,
a
if you don't know
lad.
what that is, you're probably better off. Technically speaking, a weeaboo is internet slang for for Japanophile.
Oh,
It's a word most
Japanophile.
often encountered on forums like 4chan and such.
Yeah. Okay. A Japanophile. I don't know.
So
That's even a word.
knowledgeable.
It started when I was a kid. I think probably other people will share the kind of same story I do. I was one without knowing it, just because as a kid, like everything I focused my attention on. I played a lot of video games and watched a lot of cartoons, and I was ignorant to the fact that like 90% of it came from Japan. So when that eventually dawned on me, I was like, whoa. Awesome! That must be like some kind of strange amusement park country where everything is awesome.
I love that
is.
reaction. You're like, oh, then I realized it's from Japan. Whoa!
Whoa.
Like,
All this all comes from one place. It's like Candyland or something. So
Were you disappointed when you found out that the Japanese are terribly xenophobic?
no, not really. I mean, for the most part, they are. I mean, most of the Japanese I know, I have a shit ton of Japanese friends, and you run into xenophobes, and honestly, I mean, I don't give a shit. I mean, that's to be expected. It's not like the first time I've ever lived overseas, so it's I'm used to it. I think it's not really a big deal for me. Yeah, I mean, you can go to the States or you can go to Europe or whatever, and you'll meet like people that are not just xenophobic, but they're like nationalists or whatever that don't want you there. But fuck them. So
Good attitude. I respect that.
so it's not a big deal.
about your show.
Yeah, about the show. Yeah, I had a channel. It was called Kid Hadoken actually, and that was the one I started with. I had it since I was like 17. I initially started just to comment, and then I started adding some videos to it, and just as soon as I started getting like over 100 subs and stuff, it was getting a little bit of gain. I somehow blocked myself from my own channel, like I couldn't remember the Google passwords or some shit, and I was like,
Oh man.
I was like, well, fuck me. So I
Those are-
started a new channel called Kid Shoryuken, and I have since
Of course.
been just doing videos on mainly on my just game collecting. I also do videos on just random Japanese stuff, the places I visit, things I think would be interesting. And then I've been doing a series of videos on arcades here in Japan. I try to find good ones. And Those are my
Have you
most
found good
popular
ones?
vids. Yes.
There's actually some really like I've seen some of your videos. Like what's that Capcom one that had all the Street Fighter stuff? That was so cool, where it
Yeah.
recreated the scenes from it.
Yeah, Plaza Capcom. That place is awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's my favorite one I've been to so far. I've been to like a lot of the big like Club Segas and another one called Monaco Games. There's a what is there? There's a Namco land. There's a Konami land. They're all over the city.
Wow,
But
that's so cool.
Sounds magical.
it is. But Plaza Capcom, that's been my favorite so far, and it was really because I'm a huge Capcom and Street Fighter fan.
No.
Just so yeah, that one was probably my favorite thus far. But I'm planning on doing some more. Actually, I just filmed like a little one. I'm gonna call it a Japanese Arcade Tour Mini, and it's the top floor of the store called Super Potato. They have a little retro arcade up there. So
Oh, that store is cool. I've seen didn't Luke Morris do a video on that before?
Yeah.
It's really, really cool looking.
every American gamer that's ever visited here almost has done a video in fucking Super Potato. I've got like 2 of them.
Isn't that the place that has the chair built out of Famicom games?
Yes, which it's a mystery to me because something happened to the chair, but it's now half the size that it used to be. Like I think somebody broke it, and they also broke Solid Snake's gun because they have a life-size Solid Snake, and somebody broke his pistol. So
They're probably like hurting for money, and they're like, okay, let's just sell some of these games on here.
yeah,
Just
possibly.
Oh man, they're all sports games.
Yeah,
It's like just take off the Maddens first.
they probably just threw them away.
Madden 99.
Yeah, so that I'm gonna put that one up pretty soon. It's a little mini tour. It's only like 4 minutes long, and then I'm planning on doing the next one. I'm gonna make it kind of like a double feature type thing because they just renovated Club Sega, so I'm gonna do that one, and then there's another one called Taito. I think it's called Taito Game Station or Game Land. I'm gonna do both of them in one big video. So
It's really cool.
I've been to Club Sega in Yakuza, the game.
oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. I'm sure it's just the same.
Yeah, you have to. Every time I go to Club Sega, I first have to like beat the shit out of random passersby, and then I then I go to Club Sega.
I knew it was just like the game.
What's that thing called? The revelation thing in that game where he's like, Orewa.
Oh, with the cell phone?
Yeah,
he has like the cell phone diary, and he has to like take the pictures. That's like my favorite part in that game. Those are hilarious.
Yeah, so that's
really cool.
Yeah, that's what life is like.
It kind of answers one of my other questions. I was going to ask you like what videos were you planning on doing for your channel, in the future? What kind of things were you planning on doing? Answer that too.
Yeah, well, that's one. I'm going to try to do more arcade stuff. Pretty soon I'm planning on going to the Square Enix store so I can film there. The Bandai headquarters building, which is a pretty sweet place. They got a lot of life-size statues of Ultraman and Power Rangers and stuff. What else?
Life-size statues of Ultraman sounds fantastic. I want one.
I actually just filmed. There's this place in Akiba. It's called the Akiba Showroom, and they had a big life-size Ultraman statue. So.
Did you guys see the Ultraman dub that came over here? Do you guys remember that?
Of course.
When?
It was so fantastically awful.
Yeah.
I have those DVDs in my room.
Are you serious?
Was it like Oh, did you buy those at Albertsons?
I have those. No, I actually bought them at Target one time. I was up buying plates or something, and I saw this DVD for like $5. I was like, I need to have this.
But I need to get Funky Magic on DVD. Where is that DVD? I need.
But is that are you guys talking about the Ultraman like the old like '90s dub of it?
Yeah, like the one that was on in like it was like 2000. It was on like Fox Kids or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They have
It was back when they had that terrible little experiment called the Fox Box, where they had like terrible.
Yeah. They just put out a new Ultraman series, and I think another movie too over here. Every once in a while, I'll catch it on TV. It's pretty sweet. But there's like a bajillion Ultramen now. There's like an army of them.
I wish I could catch that.
I've noticed. It's like there's a million fucking Kamen Riders.
Yeah, exactly what you said.
That's exactly what you said.
Well, it's the same sort of thing.
Can't keep track of all that.
First season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is coming out, I think, in either August or September. That's gonna be awesome.
Of course it is.
I was a Power Rangers fan as a kid.
Oh, did I tell that story on the podcast about where I got all those Power Ranger VHSs from?
No.
Oh, I didn't.
Go on, tell it.
Well, I
Go
used
on, tell it.
when I was sixth, like sixth grade to like I don't know, maybe it was like 13 or something. I used to do like taekwondo, and
Oh yeah, you did. You told
did
me
I
this
tell
story.
this one?
Yeah.
Have I told
No,
it on the podcast though? I don't know.
no.
Oh, I should tell it then because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's related to Power Rangers. But I had like this
I hate
instructor,
to interrupt you, but I'm curious because I also practiced
and I
taekwondo
hate
for a while.
me so.
Anyway,
What?
what color belt did you get to?
Black.
Whoa.
Was that
Did
because
you
you didn't
actually-
clean it, or?
No, yeah. Well, technically that's how you're supposed to get a black belt. It's the whole.
Yeah, I know, but like that's.
But,
Ugh.
no, I did it for a while. That's why, and
But yeah,
Yeah.
talk about Power Rangers.
yeah, the instructor like won like this martial arts contest, and he just like he won like a shit ton of Power Ranger VHSs, like season 1 Power Rangers, and he was like he gave them to all like the students, so I like got like a bunch of them that way. So
Wait.
That's
Hold on. I have. Can I kind of recap what I just heard you say? So there was a martial arts competition, and for which the prize was a full of Power Rangers VHS tapes.
I swear to God, that was the story.
Where was
Why
awesome.
else? I don't know why else he would have like there was like a pile. It was like a lot of VHSs.
it was for adults, right?
Yeah, he was adults, and I suppose. I'm sure there probably was maybe some cash. I would hope.
He
Too.
must have been pretty bad. He won the Power Rangers Invitational.
Dude, that's so strange. I think I want to track down your teacher in Wisconsin or wherever the fuck he taught you, and ask him, what the fuck, man.
That's
I
so
think his
strange.
name was Chris.
And
Okay,
more
that'll help
importantly,
me.
if this is actually how he won them, I want to know how he felt when they told him his prize was Power Ranger tapes.
Well, I guess he didn't really like them because he gave them all away. So
There wasn't a trophy, anything.
What?
There was no trophy or anything like that.
Probably he had like a lot of trophies. So one of them could have been like Power Ranger VHS.
He wins the competition. They stand him up on the pedestal. There's no money. There's no trophy. They're just like a golden VHS.
Yeah.
It's like he got the box of VHSs, but it was like 2009.
It would have been funnier if he was a huge fan of Power Rangers. Like they give him his box of VHS tapes, and he's like, "Yes, all right."
That would have been funnier.
Oh, season
But they're
1.
just like all in his office, and he's like watching them while he's supposed to be like teaching us. Like, which one do you use, Tommy? Is Jason out here? I found a flute.
Did he start using them as teaching aids?
He shoulda.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was doing at home, anyways.
Now in this scene, watch how Zach does his roundhouse kick. That's how I want to see you guys doing this every day.
If you can't make sparks come out when you kick someone, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah. I fucking did it. That's why they awarded me these Power Rangers tapes.
Now here,
Yeah,
now
I
here,
know Jordan. No, it's not a big
Jacob.
deal or anything.
Jacob. Okay, come up to my wife, who's just like who's that chick? Rita Repul. Whatever
Oh,
her name is.
Rita
You know-
Repulsa was hot.
I always thought Rita would be hot if she took all that stuff off.
Dude, she is.
You know who was even hotter though? Scorpina. Does anyone remember Scorpina, the little scorpion chick?
Oh yeah, no, dude, I totally know what you're talking about. Yes, you're totally
chick
right.
was
She was a babe.
So
She's
sexy.
right. Yeah,
Turn
I
it.
totally remember that now.
Yeah.
Well, back to a
Power
question.
Rangers, man.
All right, Power Rangers. All right,
That was
what?
What I want to know. Man, we get off at such weird tangents on the show. But
A lot of people say that gamers and stuff like nerds, geeks, whatever the fuck, we're all man children. We're really not helping that. We're sort of reinforcing a stereotype here, gentlemen.
Well,
And
I'm
okay
so
with
sorry.
yeah, I'm all broken up over this.
It's pretty ironic that you're the one bringing this up. That's all I see in it.
Oh,
Look, I'm
okay.
perfectly aware I'm a man child, all right?
Everyone, shut up.
Hell, last week we talked like 30 minutes about Zoids or something.
Yeah, Zoids are cool though.
All right, I'm trying to ask questions here, people. I'm trying to be professional here. I'm a doctor.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm a captain. I think that outranks you.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Well, I wanted to know, what are your favorite videos to make? Like, what's the most fun you have in making what videos? Like,
The most fun videos to make, I do like taking the camera to the various hard offs. I find there's at least one in every town. So finding new ones, and because it's totally random, there are used goods stores, so you never know what you're gonna find in there. It's kind of like going to a flea market or something, except everything's more organized. So those are a lot of fun to make when we can actually film. So because I hate having to be like all sneaky and you barely get any footage. If we can actually film in there, then I can get in front of the camera and I can pull out each like individual system and games and stuff and be like, they have this for this price and this is awesome. Especially when they have like really rare and cool shit. Those are really fun to make because I get to just talk about games the whole time. And then just tacking onto that, pickups vids I've always thought were fun to make because again I just get to sit around and talk about games and shit. The arcade ones are fun too, but the real fun of an arcade is playing the games, not really walking around with a camera. So,
of course.
I knock that shit out first. I try to get as much of the arcade as I can, and then I put the camera away and I start gaming and shit. But yeah, they're all fun to make. They're all fun.
Yeah.
Have you played the Persona 4 fighting game arcade machine?
Persona 4 fighting game? No, I have not.
Have you heard of that? Because I think they have those there now.
I did see this huge advertisement. I think it was called Persona 4 Perfect or Persona 4 Gold or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's the PSP Vita version of Persona 4.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, they have massive advertisements for that everywhere. But
that looks really cool too.
But I have not. I can't say I've seen a fighting game based on Persona, unfortunately. I've seen most everything else. I've been playing a lot of Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
All
right. Oh yeah, that's been getting attention in the fighting game community.
Yeah, and it's pretty damn sweet. But I mean, it's depending on what arcades you go to, it's pretty typical of an arcade. You'll have to play someone who never leaves the fucking place. And you just get your ass handed to you and sucks all the fun out of the game. But every once in a while no, I don't think so. At least I didn't spot him. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that, and then I still play a lot of Street Fighter 4 and 3 even. If I go somewhere and they have a 3 cabinet, I'll play 3 and 2 or whatever.
Oh yeah, we actually have a bar that has a Third Strike cab at it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was playing a lot of Third Strike pretty recently, especially at this little arcade I have near me, because all the kids, when they get off school, they like to go there to go play. So I'll go and I'll go kick their asses with Goki and Ken and shit.
That's very manly of you.
Yeah. I kick those kids' asses.
with Ken, no less.
Yeah.
That kid's so weak.
That kid doesn't even stand a chance.
Yes, I gotta.
And
everyone.
How do they react? Out of curiosity, how do the little kids react to their ass whoopings?
Most of them think it's awesome because the cabinets are those. I forget what they're called, but they're the ones that are back to back, so that you can sit one across from the other. And usually, if I'll kick their ass after they give up, they'll come around to see who it was that was just beating them. And then when they see it's me,
they're like, "Oh God, my eyes!" No, just kidding.
Usually they'll say something like "Suge" or something like that, like that's awesome or whatever. Like they don't expect me to come in there and kick their ass because I guess I'm a gaijin, but I'll fuck them up every once in a while when I'm playing someone who's really good, because there's teenagers in there that are okay and shit. But if I'm not doing so good, I'll just be cheap. I'll pick Goki and I'll just do that air Hadouken. I'll just do it over and over and over and over.
You're an asshole.
Freaking Chase uses him in Street Fighter 4.
But... Yeah, but you do that when you know you're being a dick.
Yeah, yep.
you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a dick now. I mean, you can't really count it as a win because you're kind of cheating.
I
But-
only play Elena with healing
Yeah,
because I like to
That's so
heal
cheap.
myself. Because it's
Lame.
fun.
That's so cheap.
I hate Elena.
That's who I main. I was so happy to hear she's coming to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, even though I don't really like that game that much.
But yeah, I've been spending a lot of time. Well, not a lot of time, but a decent amount of time in the arcades, just fucking around and shit like that. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, now I was wondering,
Huh?
what are your favorite videos to watch
my favorite vids,
other than Slime TV? You know,
Other-
yeah.
other-
I mean,
than
that's a
natural.
given.
because that's
Naturally.
Doesn't
obviously
even need to be mentioned.
at the top of the list there.
Mhm.
My favorite vids. Let's see. Well, I like Ed T 1138. He does the top 3 Tuesday, and he does pick up vids every Friday night. He's a pretty cool dude, and he does these repair videos and stuff like that. Also,
I love watching those kind of videos.
yeah. So I like Ed a lot. My one of my fellow gaijin over here is X Corn Muffin X.
Oh yeah, I love
yeah,
the show.
yeah. I watch his videos.
Yeah, I watch his videos. He's doing a new series of videos about RPGs on like various systems and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I like watching his vids as well. I used to watch Luke Morris like quite a bit. I would watch all his hard off videos.
Yeah,
I haven't been watching so much anymore.
he's like been moving, and pretty much all his videos now are like, "Hey, I'm moving."
yeah,
So,
I
that's
don't like
so
watching his videos because then I get jealous of all his cabs. That he
yeah.
got for like $1.
I don't understand like how in Japan you find a place where you can actually keep all that shit. But,
Yeah, that's amazing. Seriously.
yeah, cause
that's that's like all his videos are right now. It's like, "Hey, I have 9 Neo Geos. Anybody want one?"
yeah.
Give it to
Oh,
me.
And also, I like watching other people whose channels have kind of like a metal edge to it because I'm a metal fan. I like RPG Machine 86 and Cynical Enigma and Alpha Omega Sin's always fun to watch. And Captain 8-Bit, I like the Game Chasers.
Oh, who
Oh,
doesn't?
Who does? How can you not like the Game Chasers?
I don't know. Apparently some people don't because
I don't see how you can. That show's the best. That's like one of my favorite shows.
They've got some pretty hardcore trolls, man. I was
Everybody does.
they were
We don't.
We're not popular enough for trolls.
Yeah. But because I was watching, they did their
We'll get there.
live show or whatever. So I was there to watch that and stuff. And there was at least 1 or 2 dudes that were in there constantly saying how much they suck dick and they fuck each other, and like
Oh my god.
these dudes just would
How
not.
creative.
Stop. So yeah, they've got some trolls, but I really like their show. And let's see who else. All the big names like Pat and Dean and Punk and stuff like that. I like the retroware things they've been doing. The what is it? The video game years or something
Yeah, I
like
like that too.
Oh, that's so good.
Planet of the Grey Wolf is cool. I like Rue's 16-bit gyms
Of course.
and stuff like that. Those are really
Right.
good. And the Sega Stoner, I like to watch him too, just because
Oh yeah, that guy's funny.
he cracks me up. So
I haven't heard
yeah,
of that sounds right up my alley.
that's
Yes.
that's some of my faves right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
And of
good
course,
stuff.
the best one, is Slime TV. Just
I
Never even heard of that.
I sit at home and wait with bated breath for the next episode of Slime TV, just wondering what you guys are gonna do next.
Just so you know, it's always Dr. Sanders' fault that it's not out.
it is. I'm lazy.
Man, I can only
no.
bait my breath for so long, man. You gotta.
It's like so much editing for our
it does
episode.
take a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like one of our episodes takes me like 9 hours to make.
Bummer. Yeah, you definitely. That's why I really liked your channel, because I could see that obviously you were putting a great deal more effort into your videos than I was. So my videos take maybe a half an hour to edit everything together, and then it's ready to go.
Dick.
So
Well,
So-
we have
Which
some,
reminds me, Johnny,
things that are like that.
How's your game coming along?
I mean,
Oh,
pretty good, actually.
yeah, actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orange Road is making progress.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Actually,
forward to getting to the script writing part.
yeah, because we had okay, update for everybody out there.
Because I let you just do that filler before, and it's pretty
Yeah.
funny, but there's a lot of spelling mistakes.
Oh well, yeah, I have
Of the main villain's name.
yeah, I like one of the funniest things
Is it
was that
Ardeen or what was the other
it's
one?
Ardane and
Arbane.
Arbane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept changing the villain's name because I was like as I was programming all the dungeon stuff, I was trying to get like the intro story done, like trying to make it as I go, which is not really the best idea. You should probably build a lot of the environments first and then think about it later. But there's so many spelling mistakes, and one of the biggest things was that the villain's name kept changing like every other time you entered an area. So it'd be like, oh, I can sense that Ardane is here, and then you get to a boss, he's like, you'll never defeat Arbane. And then it would like switch back. It was hilarious. But yeah, now I have another guy.
It. You're like, no, I fixed it all already. Don't worry. And like, I keep getting to senses where it wasn't changed.
Shut up.
You're like, what the hell? How did I change it? How did I miss like 2 of these?
Yeah, I know. But I have another guy helping me with the level layouts and the dungeons and all that kind of stuff because that was
Johnny was gonna do the art for it, you know.
that was the other one we started, but we didn't finish.
Oh, that's a
that was the
different
adventure game.
Oh.
The one I was working on.
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah.
Did that go anywhere?
Well, you know, I'm always working on adventure game stuff like in my free time because I don't know, it's so much fun to make those. So I'm always doing that, and I have this one about a cat that goes to space, but I don't know. I just do it in my free time.
I do
Does
have
he
main
need
character-
a panda and a bunny on the moon?
It's a good idea. So
Is that all the questions you have?
I don't know. I couldn't think of any more.
Okay, then.
First time we had
Then
a
let's
guess.
go on a tangent. Cody,
Well, I
did
was
you get
just gonna...
your Penny and Stocking DVD yet?
Yeah, I got that on the release day. I got
Isn't
that-
Christopher Sabat the best as Garterbelt?
Yeah, I showed that to Sanders as well, and he agreed that it was pretty funny.
Jim, do you watch Penny and Stocking?
Penny and Stocking. Can't say as I do. What is that?
Oh,
Oh, it's a Gainax anime.
Oh,
that
You know,
that
We're vlogging people.
yeah.
I love that. I love that.
I like
Oh.
oh, yeah. He knew.
yeah.
Anyway, the English dub
years
is
ago.
fantastic, and you gotta check it out.
I shall.
The dub
Have
is
to.
actually
If only because
surprisingly good.
the ending. The ending is fantastic.
Okay, it's not for the ending. The ending is a troll ending, like it always is. Okay,
Why'd you tell him?
it's not.
I mean,
good,
yeah, but why'd you have to tell him?
because you'll never
See,
see it.
'cause now he's
No, you won't.
okay. It's true, but now he has some sort of idea that he's in for something.
Yeah,
It would've been
because
funnier
he's watching a
he
Gainax
didn't.
anime. There's your clue.
Didn't watch the series. I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
So
I'm-
let's
Play your phone.
I have a
Right.
lot of figures of it.
let's just move on to a topic that I was going to bring up, you know, and we could talk about and elaborate on it. And I think one thing that's pretty fun, it'll be funny if we talk about it, is pet peeves in gaming. Like, what things really bug you in gaming?
Oh,
So,
nice.
I guess I'll name the first one. How about Rubber Band AI for racing games?
Rubber Band AI.
It's like in Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
When no matter how fast or how many shortcuts you took, you know, they can always catch up to you no matter what.
Yeah. That always drove me fucking nuts.
It's actually about to
Yeah.
say that. That shit pissed me the fuck off.
Mickey Mouse Kart Racing on N64. That game
Oh.
cheats. It literally cheats at itself. It's impossible to win at that game. The game is so good that you can't beat it unless you're more perfect than the game at playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have it on anything other than like easy, it's basically like Super Mario Kart 64 on crack.
Yeah.
It is like they're perfect. They're perfect.
They
Perfect.
they know how to drive on the track, like take every route perfectly, and they like don't make mistakes. It's ridiculous.
But what always pissed me off, and it's something that they've never corrected. It's the same in every single Mario Kart game where the lead racer is the lead racer in every race. Like they'll never finish in a lower position. So if you don't get first place in like every single fucking race, you lose, and it sucks ass. So like just basically there's you and that one other racer you have to worry about, and then the rest of the computer controlled racers are just fucked. Like they're preordained to suck. So that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that is true. That's something that always was weird. I thought was weird. Is like there's always like just the one character that's like the best in each race, and it's never consistent on which character it is.
Yep.
So it's like random. Like at least if it was like Bowser maybe because he's like a boss or something, I could see that. Like maybe he wins a little bit or he's a little bit better, so you have to watch out for him. But no, it's just like well now Peach is the best, so watch out for her.
Yep. Or Donkey Kong's the fastest.
Yeah, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's the worst and
such a bastard.
Just you gotta play Yoshi.
Yoshi does pwn.
We always fought for Yoshi when I was like a kid. It's like I'm gonna be him. Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, another thing.
My sister has Mario Kart for the Wii, and she kicks my ass, and I hate her for it.
I
your
hate the
sister?
Wii.
You mean like your little 8-year-old sister or something?
Hey, fuck you. She's 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one.
That makes it better.
That one kicks my ass at Mario Kart.
That's pretty funny, actually. She's like, I don't think I've ever seen her do anything else besides want to play video games.
I hate the Wii.
I know.
Ugh.
I hate the Wii too. She has one.
Hey, the Wii has some of my favorite games on it.
Yeah, but dude,
The
it's
Wii can suck
all time.
If you haven't I've been playing video games. I've been playing games my whole life, but because I've never played a Wii, just because I chose to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation or what have you, I just didn't get the Wii. Now, when I go to play other people at the Wii, I look like a confused old man who's never held a controller in his whole life, and I just suck ass at the Wii because I'm so unfamiliar with it. So that's why I hate it. I just can't fucking wrap my head around it. Too much skill involved. I don't want to move.
I can get that if only because of what I just mentioned.
It's just like, I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to move the Doritos from my stomach.
Yeah.
Because if I breathe out really hard, then they just bounce in my mouth. I mean,
everything is worth it for No More Heroes. That's all I gotta say.
Just play it on PS3.
That is possible, and I do, and I have the Japanese and the American version of that.
Yeah, that was a smart move because you didn't think it was gonna come here.
They said it wasn't. It was that was a completely random thing that it came out here. Like Konami's like, okay, we'll release it. I'm like, what the hell? I just bought that game last year on Japanese version.
And now you have 3 copies of that game. Of No More Heroes.
I have the Wii and then I have 2 PlayStation 3 versions.
So yes, you have 3 versions of No More Heroes 1.
So I don't even know why it's called No More Heroes anymore. It seems like there's a lot more heroes.
Yeah.
Oh my! You got me on that one.
Well, another pet peeve I have in gaming, and this is basically I mostly relate this to Nintendo, obviously, because the games I'm going to mention, is a freaking annoying sound whenever you're low on health.
Yeah.
That's like Metroid for the NES, Zelda. Oh my!
Yeah.
It's so irritating.
Yeah.
Or kind of like the baby in Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the same thing. That's the most awful thing I ever hear in my life.
God, I hate that
or
so much.
Animal World Soccer. Every sound in that game.
You bring that up every podcast, huh?
That is the most amazing worst game I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I know.
How was that even made? Is boggles me.
How am I not playing it? Is the question.
I wish I could be playing it, but it's only PAL.
I know. I should download it.
I don't think there's a ROM that exists for that. I don't even think it's a game.
I don't even know. So
anyway,
yeah,
I could think of a non-Nintendo game that does that too.
What?
Fable 1 does that. And in fact, Fable 1 does it for your... Well, it's not exactly a sound. It's just that the guildmaster will tell you every time your health or your mana is low. He'll fucking tell you, hero, your will energy is low, or hero, your health is low.
Oh yeah.
He'll tell you every motherfucking time it gets down there. And if you go even vaguely into the magic, you'll just have a shield up so that your mana drains instead of your HP. So you'll hear him all the fucking time. Hero, your will energy is low. And it's worth noting that in the sequel, a little loading screen tidbit tells you that the protagonist of Fable 1, when he killed the guildmaster, he carved Hero. Well, no, he carved your health is low onto his forehead after killing him.
Nice.
Yes, so the protagonist also thought he was a fucking annoying guy. And that's all I have to say on this subject.
Voices buzzing in your
Fable.
ear.
I don't think games really do that anymore. At least, you know, I can't think of like a recent game that I've played that's done that. So maybe they kind of got rid of it.
They've taken to just fucking the screen up whenever your health is low.
That's true.
Blood splatter, more blurry vision.
Red screen.
I don't see why they do that, because then
blood
it
shooting
makes
from
me
my
die
eye.
because of that.
Yeah,
It's like,
you're now increasing the chances that you're gonna get killed because you can't see what the fuck you're doing.
I know. It's like Doom didn't do that. Your guy just at the bottom gets like all bloody, and that's it.
It's realistic, guys. It's realistic.
Super realistic
Yeah.
because a cube around. Oh my god! I don't even. Never mind. This is so stupid. Okay, here's one that. Okay, if you were a retro gamer and you play RPGs, this is a pet peeve that. Oh my god, it is unskippable cutscenes.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts looking at you.
And Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like an hour fucking long.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Especially
if you guys
when they're an
ever.
hour fucking long and then there's a boss.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh, that's so true.
Well, I actually have kind of almost an opposite pet peeve of that sort of, but that does annoy me when games don't have unskippable cutscenes. But I don't like it when I'm playing a game and I don't know if you can skip the cutscenes or not, and then you try it and it just does it. Like, it doesn't give you a prompt to say, like, oh, do you want to skip the cutscene or something. That annoys me when it doesn't tell you that it'll do that.
I see. One of the games I wish I could, I would enjoy more on a second playthrough if I could, is Xenogears. Because if anyone has gotten to the second disc of that game, it's basically a novel.
Oh, man. Remember when I got lost in the desert when I was first playing that?
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. There's like this desert, and you have to like head east, like, to get out of it. But he rotated the camera a whole bunch of times, so he had no idea which way it was east. And he's like, man, like, I'm stuck in this desert. I don't want to quit because I've been in this desert so long that my guy's got a whole bunch of levels and I got a whole bunch of money.
Oh, yeah, I had like a lot of grinding done by that point.
That was so funny. And then he eventually got out. He's like, oh, I got out. Like, I was like, oh, don't accidentally go back in. He's like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah, it got to the point where it's like every enemy I came across I could kill without taking any damage.
That's like, that was ridiculous. You were stuck there for like an hour.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Blessing in disguise.
Figured it out, though.
Also, going along with this skipping cutscenes thing, is how about Mr. Resetti?
Oh my god, why was that a thing? Why would you do that to me, Animal Crossing? You know, how many times I had to reset my game? Not that many, but...
I fucking hate. Like, oh
well,
my
you
God.
play Animal Crossing a lot, so...
Yeah, I know. I can't help it, man. That game's so addictive. It's like Minecraft Lite.
It's like without the build,
well,
they're just annoying people.
It's like all those games where it's like there's not really an end, but I can still build my house and put stuff in it. Like, that's
I bet you
kind of
also
gives...
like.
In debt.
I bet you also like The Sims, don't you, Don?
Yeah, I love The Sims too. So it's
Swims Katy Perry's Sweet Treats pack. Is that your favorite?
Oh yeah, did anybody see that? That Katy Perry has a Sims 3 expansion pack, and it's just two of them.
Sweet Treats.
What?
Yeah, Katy Perry has
They're so
two
stupid.
Sims expansion packs where it's like She has a candy theme one where all the furniture is candy, and it's like $50. Whereas all the other
What?
ones are, where all the other
Oh.
expansion packs that have come out are $20.
Yeah.
Fuck you, EA.
Yeah, I know. That's what everybody said when they saw it. They were like, "What the hell?"
That
There you
shouldn't
go.
be real. That shouldn't be real. That should be.
Fair.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Nobody could believe it. They're like, "Wait, okay, you're telling me that not only is this expansion pack like licensed by Katy Perry, which is obviously like a big sellout thing. I mean, not that EA doesn't already sell out, but you're saying that this one costs $30 more than all the other expansion packs, and it comes with like crappy candy stuff.
Yeah,
Man,
and it's like the stuff is worse than the stuff you could get in like the $20 packs.
that's true.
It's
So.
like really like there's not that much in it, and they're pretty terrible. They're like so gaudy it wants me to like poke my eyes out.
So that's for the one listener that probably plays The Sims 3, because I don't think we have a lot of listeners that play The Sims.
I think a lot of people play The Sims, so you never know.
And they're all walking vaginas. And coming
Shut
from
up.
me, that's a terrible insult.
Well, technically, a lot of chicks play The Sims.
A lot of chicks
Like,
play The
they
Sims.
play
That-
one game. It's either their
Yes.
cell phone or The Sims.
Ugh, yeah,
That's
I
the
know.
joke, yes.
I think that there's something like over 50 or 60% of the people who play the game are women. It's
That's because it's
nuts.
not a real game.
It's a real game, okay? There's
no,
like
it isn't, Donnie.
I know. I mean,
You're
like.
calling The Sims not a real game, and you play visual novels.
Those aren't games either.
Okay, well at least you know it.
Okay, here's one that obviously relates to retro. It doesn't really relate to newer games anymore, but Knockback.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Was
Hate
I
that
playing
shit.
that? It's like really annoying. I don't remember.
Knockback was.
Well, I was playing Castlevania today, so.
I think that knows me more than knockback is very specific knockback. It'll always knock you back to the opposite direction you're facing. So
Why
if
would it
say
knock
you
you
turn around in
forward?
midair. No. I mean, let's put it this way. Imagine a scenario where you're jumping over a chasm, right? And for
Yes.
whatever reason, you turn around in midair. If something hits you, you will actually jump further back. That shit's stupid, and has never served me well.
I
I
don't
can
think
never
it's supposed
time
to
that
serve
shit.
you. I think it's supposed to
it
hinder
seems like
you.
the sort of thing. It seems like the sort of thing I should be able to use to some effect.
Hurting yourself
It's
to. I don't think they want you to get hurt, so they make even like more incentive for you not to.
That's beside the point. It seems like I should be able to use
How's
it
that-
for something.
To annoy you.
Nope. I
Whatever.
really think that's the only purpose behind it is just to make you lose more.
So you can put more quarters in the machine.
Damn you, Ninja Gaiden!
Okay, that game's like that's not okay.
Game's
That's not even
fair.
no. That's not fair at all. That game's that game. I'm not even kidding. The knockback in that game literally pulls you towards holes in the floor.
It does.
It's unexplainable. Like I'm not even kidding.
It's like magnetism.
You definitely gravitate towards shit in the floors. What pisses me off the most, I mean, especially in Ninja Gaiden, I think had the worst ones, but basically any enemy that can fly is just a royal pain in the ass. I mean, in Ninja Gaiden, it was those fucking birds. They never leave you alone. The fucking Medusa heads in Castlevania are like,
They'll
The
float over
Bane-
chasms.
yeah, it's just the bane of so many people's existence. Anything that flies, and then anything that hits you when you're trying to climb a ladder. Mega Man was like the worst for that when they had these
Oh my
that's so
gosh.
true.
huge giant ladders that you have to climb up, and those fucking birds that fly in and drop those eggs, and then all those little birds come out. Like, what can you do? That's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, Mega Man's like built on the idea that you're gonna play this level a lot, so it's like you have to know.
Yeah.
It's just like even Mega Man 1 where you have to come like down a ladder. As soon as you get on the screen, if you don't keep moving down, like if you pause it all, you'll get shot instantly. It's just that's so frustrating.
Yeah. So much hectic shit in there. And then again, referencing Ninja Gaiden, respawning enemies.
I was just gonna say that because
You-
that,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You can't move
Especially when it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. Just you
I mean,
move a
certain
cent.
contexts, spawning anything will make sense. Yeah, I'm actually doing that on purpose.
You move a centimeter to the left, and then you pop back in, and it's there again. And it's those little guys with the hoods that throw those sword sickle things at you.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Where they like move around and don't they come back to them or whatever?
No, they just throw them. Like they throw them up in an arc, and they first show up on the second
Oh,
level.
okay. Yeah, yeah, I got
Those bastards.
it.
So
Man, yeah, that's so ridiculous. I can't stand that inside of like the old games, especially like the NES and stuff. It's just, and also if you guys remember, we reviewed the Beavis and Butthead game for the
Yeah.
Genesis, and it has that. Makes the game
Oh
impossible.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
that's a bitch.
So, goddamn. Let's see. What else I got? Can't. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got this one from the freaking Rage. You know that game? Rage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Rage.
You can't jump over things that your character should be able to get over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that old
Yeah. That's
thing.
kind of like just parts of the environment that are deemed like untraversable. That's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Resident
So
Evil 4 and stuff. You know? You're
Yeah.
just like,
That's
oh, there's
part
a
of, like-
door. I can't get over here.
Yeah. It shouldn't blend so perfectly into, the rest of the environment if you're not really supposed to interact with it.
Impassable chest high walls. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Oh man, can't I just jump over this thing? No, you need to go back to this room and get a key.
Yeah.
But I can like hop over it. No. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come back with the key. Yeah.
Well,
Anyone?
It's the
And
realism,
you'll be
the realism at
curious,
work.
You'll pick up an axe or crowbar or something along the way, and you need you need a key of some sort to get through. A very loose definition of a key. It could be a fucking dog for all I care, but you'll need that dog.
uh.
I actually thought of one that bugs me is like stuff that's like it's like when you're playing a game and it's like you can like the example is from Tomba. Is like I'm playing Tomba and I'm like I can get to this chest but I can't open it because I have to go get something like way farther in the game and then come
God.
back. So I'll have backtracking in games. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Backtracking's a bitch, especially in games that don't really lend themselves very well to backtracking, where it's
Or
not
games like Metroid where the enemies respawn in the rooms that you have to backtrack to.
yeah.
Like,
Something
well, he's talking
like
about
that.
Metroid 1, because Super Metroid is
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, of course. Nothing wrong with that game.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, even for the Metroid series, if you guys ever played Metroid Prime 2,
Oh my god, so bad in Metroid, like Prime and stuff. Like Metroid Prime.
Well,
Yeah, Metroid.
Metroid Prime 2 is like,
Yeah,
they went overboard with the
yeah, it was
backtracking in that game.
ridiculous in that game. Ridiculous.
So, yeah.
That's something
I like-
that bugs me.
I don't know. If you guys have,
Cause like,
you
oh,
know-
I finally got this thing, then I gotta go all the way back from where I just came to like use it.
yeah.
Something like that, you know.
Hey, we're at the end of the game. Go back to the beginning, get this key, and then come back. Okay. But yeah. You know Dragon Quest 8 with the chests you find in the field?
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate that in RPGs. It's like, oh, you need the special super key to open this chest.
Or those what was it? Those what the fuck? The
The ones in Chrono Trigger, like those black boxes or whatever.
I was thinking about those fucking little coins you get in Dragon Quest 8. Those little like star coins.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That you have
The
to
mini
give to that.
medals?
Yeah, and so I mean, it's just a pain in the ass to have like I don't know, maybe like 20 or so of them, and then having to like you've already gone through like pretty much the entire game and you didn't find all of those fucking medals. It's pretty much impossible at this point. There's no way you're gonna be able to like just search the rest of the game over again and find the rest of those medals without some kind of guide or something.
I know that is so true.
Yeah.
That's like that's kind of like something that really bothers me is games. Well, that like where the game will naturally make it so you collect a lot of something or like you get a lot of items, but you have to go out of your way at the very end to find those other few.
Yeah.
Or games that lock off the areas to get the rest of an item. Like say you missed it on your way through, and you get all of the rest of them throughout the entire game, and you can't go back and get that one.
Yeah.
That's like
The-
Batman Arkham City does that.
Oh,
Batman
man,
or
I'll never forgive Final Fantasy Tactics on the Game Boy for something like that.
Hey, fuck you. I like Tactics.
No, I love that
Now you
game,
get-
but I completed every single thing possible in that game. I took over every area. I completed every quest except for one, because there was an item you absolutely needed to even do the quest, but I couldn't get it at all. There was no way to get that item anymore. I had already used it on something else or something, and it just there's no anything I could do about it. Nothing. That bothered me so much.
what kind of burns my ass is in some of the was it the Bethesda RPGs like Fallout and Elder Scrolls is your weight
Yes.
limit. So you're always
Oh yeah.
you always I hate being in like a dungeon and being near my weight limit and finding like a handful of cool fucking things and then having to like figure out, well, what do I want to take and leave and shit like that, because I'm not gonna go back to that dungeon. It was a pain in the ass the first time around, so I kind of hate
See,
having.
I have a very specific hatred for that problem because I'm the sort of guy who will not drop his things, and I will travel the waste. I will travel across the map if I have to. I won't drop my motherfucking, let's say, wrench that's worth maybe a bottle cap. Yeah, I won't drop my one bottle cap dog meat for shit.
Yeah.
You're like a hoarder in video games.
Oh, I am. Just years of playing RPGs.
And then you save all the potions for the end of the game and you use none of them.
Dude, that's the problem I have with Chrono Triggers. I save all my Mega Elixirs for the very, very end of the game, and then I just rape Lavos.
See, that's
It's
what
like-
I always do in like Persona games and stuff. Is I save all the Somas, which are like the best healing items ever, and you just gotta save it because you barely can get those in that game. Like you get like a few, but if you save them for like final bosses, they help so much.
Oh yeah.
My something I hated so much when I was a kid, I played a shitload of Mortal Kombat, and especially Mortal Kombat 2.
I know what you're gonna say.
When you get to like a certain point, like it's not just that the characters are like pretty much unbeatable. It's so frustrating, but like they do things that really, when you think about it, should be impossible. Especially when you go to uppercut them and they throw you. How
I know
does that
exactly
work?
what you're talking about. Like
They-
just like in fighting games in general, how like they can just do stuff that a normal human couldn't do.
No, you'd never be able to do this. But that was always my biggest piss me off thing, was they would throw you if you tried to uppercut them, and it happened every single time. So your uppercut is now useless. Like you're just slowly but surely like phasing out all the moves you can use until you eventually have to just get yourself down to being like the absolute cheapest you can be, or using some kind of codes or something.
That is so true. Like
drove me
the
crazy.
Genesis version. I don't know about the Super Nintendo one. But the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat 2, you know how you have to charge some moves, or it takes like 2 seconds to really pull it off. They can just spam it. Like they can just do it over and over and over again. They don't have to wait time.
Well, yeah, it's like I would play Street Fighter 4 a lot, as you know. It's like it's really funny. Like sometimes the computers can be really cheap, but the thing is, you could be cheap too and just like completely destroy them. Like I remember one time, all I did was just like I was using Jury, and I just did her like light like pinwheel kicks for the entire match. That's all I did, and he died, and I beat it. And it was like on hardest difficulty, so you know, shit like that works on him. Or like you could just do all focus attacks, and then there you go.
My favorite way to be cheap at Mortal Kombat 2 and really, really piss my friends off to like the point where they would throw their controller at me was just if you catch them with that first sweep and just keep sweeping,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
I totally, yeah.
They can't recover, and I would just do it every time, like just 10 matches in a row, just nothing but sweeping, just to piss them off because they wanted to play seriously, and I would just sweep them and be like, you suck. You know? Like, you suck at this game, I'm beating you. And then they would just get so mad, they'd throw something at me. It's so funny.
That's super funny.
I'm being an asshole.
You know one thing I hate?
Yeah.
Forced to grind in RPGs.
Yeah, that's kind of a pain in the ass, too.
Because of unbalance. Like I understand some
Solar.
grinding. That's what I was just gonna say. Is Pierre Solar. That is the definition of like unbalance.
Grinding the levels isn't as bad as trying to grind money in that game because items are ridiculously expensive for the amount of money you get in that game. Especially equipment. Equipment is so expensive. Like just to buy like one sword for one character, you have to grind for like a really like hours probably sometimes just to get the money for like one new piece of equipment for one character. It's insane.
Yes.
I've been playing
It's a good game.
RPGs on the PC Engine lately, and they're all fucking like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
they pretty much all the ones I've played so far. Usually they'll start out like retardedly easy, like there's just no way you're gonna lose. But the second you progress like a different town, or you just walk across a bridge, now all of a sudden the enemies are like fucking possible, and usually it gets me to give up on those games pretty quickly just because of how unbalanced the enemies are from just one area to the next. Because the area,
that's such a problem in
the
games.
first
It's just
area,
like, yeah. Go ahead.
the enemies don't really give enough experience points to like level yourself up like quickly. Like, I don't want to do this for like hours on end. I want to fucking advance the story of the game. But
I have a lot of experience with that with the Agerspore series.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, actually, this is probably my chief complaint with the series, aside from the terrible writing, the pay-to-win DLC, etc., 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 etc. Anyway, point is, the game
acting.
is the voice acting. Anyway, this game, well, the games are almost hilariously difficult. You can't ever reach a point in the game where you'll be strong enough to just sweep your level appropriate enemies. It doesn't happen. All the enemies are way, way, way stronger than you are, and as soon as you progress to a new area, they will destroy your ass. Also, all the fights take like 10 minutes, like any fight. Take you a stupid amount of time, and you can actually let the game play itself. But the AI's...
Yes.
Hello? Did we lose him?
Mr. Ham? Did you mute your mic?
okay, well, it looks like we're minus one person.
So,
Back to it.
well, go back.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, sorry.
All right,
okay.
I'll
There we go. Okay.
talk again.
Anyway, I'll finish this up quickly.
Yeah, hopefully.
The game's actually so difficult that I wonder how people can actually beat it without having to shell out for the pay to win DLC, because it'll be like spend $20, get
Is
a
that
shit.
why
get a
there's
shit
like
ton of gold.
so much of that? Like, cause I remember I have like only one of those games. I have like Agrospore 0, and there's like a shit ton of DLC for that game, and it's all like there's a lot of it for like leveling up stuff. I'm like, why would you buy this?
Mhm.
I guess it's because the game's impossible.
Yes, that's exactly why. The game's impossible.
Is that
so
one
that you
really
have to buy
hard
the
too?
DLC.
Agrospore 0. That's the only one I have.
Yes.
That one, like,
Yes,
really
it
hard.
is.
Oh really? Didn't seem
Yeah.
that
Why-
hard.
And so is Agrospore 2, which I incidentally just got.
Well, actually, really, what Jim was talking about, like with the having to go to a different area and all of a sudden super hard. I gotta say that actually makes a lot of those really older RPGs. I mean, to me, almost unplayable sometimes. Like the first Dragon Quest, it's like you move out of a certain grid part, and it becomes like impossible.
Yeah.
And Phantasy Star, the first Phantasy Star, you have to grind so long in order to go to like the first dungeon. It's just like, it
Well-
feels like I'm just wasting time most.
Well,
Yeah.
at least not all games are like, because as much as I liked Elder Scrolls 4, it always kind of irked me that no matter like how high of a level you got, all the enemies in the game kind of leveled up with you. So,
I hate that.
so like it got to a point where like I was getting killed in the dungeon so much that I just eventually learned the invisibility spell, and then I would just make myself invisible, run through the dungeons, get all the items, and not fight anything, just because it was a, it was a waste. It took forever. My weapons would get all fucked up, and then I would die half the time. So I just started running past them with invisibility. I stopped fighting altogether.
That's one of the things that annoys me most in like a game is like when you're an RPG and you just want to get somewhere, you keep getting in random encounters and you just like don't want to deal with them.
Yeah.
Good, that'll segue me
Pokemon.
to that.
Ugh, God.
But I
Yeah.
did. That's why it's
Pokemon.
Yeah.
like the style they do, where you can at least like see the enemies like on the map or whatever. So if
I
need
know.
be, you can avoid
Yeah.
them. That was
Yeah.
I like that style.
That's what I like about like the Tales series is
Yeah.
I guess that's
You
what
get-
I'm
you
doing
get-
for Magic Orange Road then.
you get
Whatever.
the sorcerer's ring and you can freeze them and stuff too.
Yeah.
So at least
Yeah.
if you didn't get them, I kind of feel like okay, well that's my fault.
I just like that. Just some games feel so broken when it comes to random encounters because, like, you guys know
Skies
that.
of Arcadia.
Oh my god, like that game. It's so frustrating. I just want to move 10 feet without running into an encounter sometimes, and it's just ridiculous. Even Final Fantasy 9, if you get to this one continent, like the one that's kind of like a big desert looking place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not even joking because I've been playing it so we can work on the review of it. But I got out of a battle. It faded back into where I was on the continent. I took like one step and it went back into a battle. And I lost it. I was like, I'm fucking done. I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna play this right now. This is ridiculous. I completely I was like, oh fuck it, bye. Like I just.
One thing I always hate in video games is like this isn't really like a bad programming thing or anything. It's like bosses that can heal themselves.
That's so
Yeah.
fun. I was
That-
thinking of writing it
ah.
down, but then I didn't.
I
Like,
hate that. Like just like bosses. I mean like enemies and stuff is kind of different. I don't know. It's just like you're trying to fight this big boss and all of these just keep healing himself. It seems like and
Fucking what was
like
his name?
Xenosaga and
Kefka?
What was the guy's name in at the end of Street Fighter? Is it Gil in Street Fighter 3?
yeah, Gil, the red and blue guy.
Yeah, when he does his
Yeah, that's Gil.
resurrection.
Yeah, that shit is so bullshit.
That
Oh,
drives
God.
me crazy. That's
Remember when I was so happy that one day, Darkstanders, when I beat Gil with Hugo?
That was so funny. You're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. You're like, yeah, I fucking beat him. You see
Yeah.
this?
Gil's
I
a
was pretty
prick.
proud of. He's so God, I forgot how annoying that asshole can be.
He's such a prick. I hate Gil.
Yeah, Gil can go fuck himself.
Yeah,
Seriously.
he can. He can fuck himself.
God
There's something
damn.
fishy about that guy.
Yeah.
Gil. Get it?
What are we playing, Seaman?
Yeah.
I love semen. Never mind. Okay.
Yes.
We're all
Yeah.
aware of that. We're all aware of that.
Shut up. But yeah, I like RPGs that do not do random encounters. Like, it's just there's so few of them that do it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like really stopped lately. Like I'm like a lot of like RPGs nowadays don't have that. Like, the very few that are on like PlayStation 3, here at least, like the Atelier series, those have moved on to non-random encounters.
Dragon Quest did with 9.
Yeah, that too. Stuff like that. And Hyperdimensional Neptunia, they don't have random encounters. Fly for keys
Oh,
like
yeah.
that and stuff. They got rid of that too. But they don't have an active battle system either. They have turn-based combat still, unlike the Tales series.
Tails was always good. Tails and
I want to play Tales Zillia so bad.
Tails and Star Ocean. Star Ocean.
Oh, Star Ocean, yeah, them too.
Especially second story.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't really I didn't mind the random encounters in it so much just because of the battle system, you know.
That's true. Yeah, whenever you have like an action RPG
Yeah.
kind of like that, it does make the random battles feel like less,
Yeah.
less. I don't know.
Yeah. Because the battles aren't so, you know, tedious and monotonous. You know, it's you know it's like an active thing. So I didn't really mind so much in that one.
You know, see, my thing is like I don't know why I always have like this weird thing in RPGs where I'm just like I feel so weird when my characters aren't at like full health all the time, like outside of battle. Like I hate that. I'm like, I want them to always be in full health. So like in like games like that, you know, like Star Ocean, I always want to like take out all the enemies without taking a single hit. You know,
it's like
yeah.
an OCD.
Yeah, it's like I totally am like OCD about that. Like I want to play Star Ocean, like if I get hit by like a weak enemy that I'm way stronger than, I'm like get pissed off. I'm like I just healed myself. And also I'm like, ugh.
That
like,
sounds very
weird things.
interesting.
I don't know.
You know, things that, you know, pet peeves.
I don't know. A pet peeve I kind of had was like, I don't know if it's such a problem anymore, but for a while there was like just a retarded amount of like QTE parts in games. Like,
oh yeah.
it was cool when it was Shenmue because I hadn't really you know, done QTE so much. I guess I hadn't had that experience in games yet. But then after
I didn't even know of a game before that had QuickTime events.
I don't think there was, aside from like the arcade games where it was like those fast reaction time games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall any other games having QTE. But after that, like the God of War games, and then like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I think even there were some other Marvel games. Yeah, just everything had QTE in it, and like cool. Yeah, like cool shit would like you know it plays out, but I don't know. It's more like watching the game. It's not so cool anymore.
See,
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people who will defend QuickTime events.
Why?
Here's my reasoning behind it. I've put some thought into this actually, and
okay.
see, I'm really into rhythm games. Like I like rhythm games, you know, like stuff like you know, like Parappa the Rapper, or like, you know, Rhythm Heaven Theater that just came out, or, you know.
So are you saying that you just gotta believe?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and I like the Miku games on the PSP especially. It's amazing. But you know, QuickTime events and rhythm games are basically the same thing. It's just timed button presses, you know. And
yeah.
that's why they never really bothered me, because I really like that, and I always thought that's kind of the same thing in games. But like stuff like in like God of War, where you just like have to tap the button rapidly, I don't like shit like that. I like shit like in Asura's Wrath, where I feel like they didn't do that quite right. They could have done the quick time events a lot better in that game.
What the fuck is that noise?
That would be me. As always. I wouldn't grab the snack. Sorry.
Are you eating?
Real professional.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat a Slim Jim then.
I hate you so much sometimes, Abraham. I really do. Oh god. What was that? What was I saying? What was I saying? I don't even remember.
You're talking about Asura's Wrath. You're like, I think it could have been done better.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been done better.
How was Asura's Wrath? I've actually never gotten around to playing that because I don't actually want to play Asura's Wrath. I just want to watch someone play it.
Oh shit, we were supposed to do a review of that, weren't we?
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's a long story behind that, but we're just gonna do a slime. I was just gonna do a slime job because we have footage for it, but
yeah, that's right.
But I haven't got, you're gonna have me do it, but I don't have an editing program on my computer yet, so I gotta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I just gotta get an editing program on my computer, and then I'll make that.
That's right.
So I have to start doing some work around here.
Well, it's okay. You already do the podcast. I do the episodes.
Well, the podcast is pretty easy to do.
The episodes are.
It just takes a while and it's kind of tedious. That's all. But it's not hard.
You know what is hard?
Yeah. Ninja Gaiden.
Ah, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Ninja
sure.
Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
But yeah, that's
Gaiden.
kind of my defense of QuickTime events. And I hate the QuickTime event in Metal Gear Solid 4 at the end. So that is the worst QuickTime event in history.
Fuck that thing. Oh my god.
I gotta press the button for like an hour.
I absolutely. if they took that out, I would be so happy.
Yeah, seriously.
So.
We heard that they're gonna do a patch to put trophies in for Microsoft 4. So there you go. Now you have
Oh,
trophies.
thank God.
Is that what you always wanted?
Yes, I love that game so much.
Of course.
Yeah, I know.
It is a good game, though.
So,
But I don't care that much about trophies.
I like trophies. Yeah,
I mean,
I
they're
don't
kind
know.
of fun because it's just one of those things like, oh, you feel accomplished because you did something the game wanted you to do.
I'll say this: one of those bullshit things about trophies that I know recently is Sonic 4 Episode 2 came out,
Oh my god!
and they had the red rings inside of Sonic Generations. That whenever you get a red ring, it unlocks artwork and all stuff. And if you get them all, then you get an achievement. Inside of Sonic 4 Episode 2, all it did was give me an achievement. The red rings did nothing. That was bullshit.
That sucks, yo.
They're like I mean, they used all the art for Sonic Generations. They never left.
They could have just friggin' like taken a picture of the wireframe and the characters and like put that in a little thing. Like, okay, here's some artwork. Like, it's just so dumb.
Oh
yeah.
well, that HD remake of JoJo's is finally got confirmed for real.
Yeah,
For
that
America?
That's cool.
I cannot wait for that shit.
that trailer looked awesome.
Well, yeah, and I just can't wait for the HD of the arcade game to come out
Oh yeah.
with online play and shit again.
Mhm.
So I don't have to play on people on GGPO.
You know what was a really I don't know why I'm just gonna throw this in there right now. It has
Sure.
absolutely nothing to do with anything else. But one of my favorite arcade fighters was it's a Fist of the North Star game made by the who was it that did Guilty Gear? Who does Guilty Gear?
Is that Access, I think? Or did they do the old Guilty Gears? I know they do like the Blaze Blue now.
Well,
Here, just let me look it up. Derp, 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 derp.
well,
No, just kidding.
whomever it is, they made a 2D Fist
I'll
of
look
the
it
North
up.
Star. They made a
Okay.
2D
Yeah, I
Fist of the
have
North
seen
Star.
I've seen that game, but I never played it before. It
Oh,
looks
it's so
really cool though. It
it's
looks
so
really-
awesome. It's really good. Like my first day here, my friend brought me to an arcade. He was just trying to keep me awake because I was like so jet lagged. So we went to the arcade, and the first game I played was the Fist of the North Star, and it was fucking awesome. So
Oh, by the way, the game company is called Arc.
Arc.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, Arc. Yeah, so I was right. Arcs, that's whatever that they call themselves now. Yeah, I've seen that game. It looks really good.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Let's see if I can find a way to play that.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't bring that over to the States, which is kind of a
No.
bummer.
Yeah, they didn't.
'Cause
I know
it's-
that much.
Yeah, because it is really awesome, and I think it came out for PS2 over here, so it's really good.
Just saying.
It's real good.
Sure, I'm sure Johnny would love to play that.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He
But
loves
it's funny. I was just
dinosaurs.
playing the Fist of the North Star game on PS3 the other day.
Oh,
And how
King's
is it?
Rage.
Yeah. I think that game's fun.
I actually watched you play it. Actually, it looks pretty cool. I mean,
I mean-
we like mindless games anyway, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
And,
the cutscenes and stuff are cool on themselves. You know, it's like just like watching like CG Fist of the North Star, basically.
Yeah, they just take like scenes from the old intros and scenes from like the old movie and stuff, and they just recreate it in like, 1080p graphics. It's like so cool. That's probably one of the best things about it.
I don't know. I've been playing the it's actually like a goal of mine to get all of them, but like all the Fist of the North Star games for like the 8 and 16-bit systems.
Mhm.
Even though for the most part they're like really terrible, I want to have
Yeah.
them for some reason. Like the
Isn't
one
that-
on what's that?
Isn't that one on like the NES like really bad or something? Or
There's 4 of them on the NES. They're,
Jesus.
I just remember that we watched a video on one of them and it looked really bad.
Yeah.
like the first 2 are these kind of beat 'em up style games. You basically hit people once and then their head explodes or what have you. And then the next like 3, 4, and 5 are all RPGs, and then 6 and 7 are these really, really bad 2D fighters. Like they're terrible.
Huh.
They're just so bad. And then there's the one on the Mega Drive that's pretty much like the first two on the NES, where it's just kind of like a beat 'em up, and it's
Oh, Last Battle.
That's the
yeah.
one we got here. That's called Last
Yeah.
Battle. Yeah.
Last
Oh.
Battle.
That
You
game
get-
is.
You get
Wow.
you get the censored version.
Oh, I
Like-
know, it's so bad. I still want that game just because it's like, it's Fist of the North Star, but it's not. I
Yeah.
just want to have it, but it's like, yeah, it's like censored. Like, instead of blowing up, they fly across the screen. Like,
Yeah,
so
because
great.
it is still pretty fun to like punch them and just watch their heads explode or kick them off in the air and they blow up. And then all the enemies, all the bosses die in pretty cool ways too. They get all swollen up and then they explode. So it's
yeah,
pretty.
that's always the best part of Fist of the North Star.
Yes, it
Nice.
is.
That's what I like about the PS3 games. Like, it's like, it's Dynasty Warriors, so you have like 50 guys, you're like blowing up 50 dudes' heads. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that in my book.
Doesn't get much better than that.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I was playing Super Mario Sunshine, and you know what bugs me about that game?
What's that?
Everything.
Besides like the fact that it's a really strange Mario game. The camera. Oh my
Oh.
god, I was about to murder that game because of that.
N64 camera in general is just a pet peeve of mine. In every game that was ever had a camera.
Yeah, I wasn't
I
a
don't-
64. Didn't have enough money to buy a 64 game, so I had a PlayStation.
All right, it's my man.
I technically had a PlayStation first, but
That's how I got into bootlegging things.
with your what was
Yeah.
that thing called?
I have Bleem.
Oh, Bleem, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Couldn't you just like burn PlayStation games with it or
Well,
something?
Here's Bleem. Like, okay, well, first when I got a PlayStation, we had this European thing that you could snap onto the back. Like it had anyone who knows that the early PS1s have a parallel port in the back.
Yeah, that they took off eventually.
Yeah, because all it was used for was like bootlegging stuff. So you could put this on and you could play burn games. And,
Yeah.
So I used to play games like that, and what was that?
That was me holding back a sneeze. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that sounded horrible.
Weird.
That's like a well, okay,
Well,
but
if he's holding it back, that's why it sounded weird.
yeah. But then once I think our friend took that thing back, or because we were just borrowing it, and then my brother got this thing called Bleem, which you could pop this disc into your computer, and you could play PlayStation 1 games on PCs, but it was like really buggy a lot of the time. So we used that for a long time because I was way more into PC gaming than anything.
Yeah.
And like the thing I remember the most is that I would play Chrono Cross, and you get to Fort Dragonia, and there's this big room where you have 4 paths that you have to take to activate the dragons. But when I got there, there's this big old polygon in front of my character that I can't see where I'm going,
Yeah.
and I never knew that it wasn't supposed to be like
yeah, I
that.
remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
but yeah, that was so funny
The
because
Bleem story.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That,
but yeah,
it-
there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Like my brother got caught playing Metal Gear Solid at his school
Oh.
because it actually didn't need that much. Like it could run on almost any computer.
Well, I remember
So
I told the story in the podcast about how I got that Doom to run on my weird high school like astronomy class laptops.
oh, that's so funny.
Doom 1.
That reminds me of actually just thinking about that old school computer. You guys know those laptops that have the where like the way you can control the mouse, it's like it looks like a little eraser nub and you push it.
yeah.
Oh my god, I hated those.
Yeah. Those
Remember
suck.
that?
Oh, I hated those things so much. I was like, why would you even make it like this?
They are pretty
Yeah.
lame.
I just got reminded of that because
I
that's how the
hate
old school
those.
computers were.
Hated those things. The worst mouses ever.
So I always think that like I'm so glad they phased that out.
Yeah, that was a smart move on their part.
Well, hey, you know what irritates me in a game?
What's that?
Let's go bowling, cousin.
Oh, you
Oh yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Constantly having to say no to virtual people. Feel like and still somehow feeling like a dick. Like, oh, sorry, no.
I
Like you're-
know that's the worst part. Is you like it's like, he'll call you up and be like, let's go bowling. You're like, no, Roman, I can't. You're like, man, I should probably call him back and go
Yeah.
bowling.
You're like, I'm killing people now. I can't go bowling with you. I'm running people over with my car.
Now
feel
I
like
know how
it's-
I feel when I play Persona 4 and I have to choose my social links.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I can't say no to Chie and then go out with Nauta, but I have to get Nauta because hers is the hardest one to get because you only have like a month to do it.
Yeah. What always broke my heart when I was, how old was I at the time? Maybe like 12 or 13. I'd just gotten my Dreamcast and I was playing Shenmue, and that was like
Cat.
that was like my second life pretty much. Like I would get home from school, I was still in junior high. I'd fucking get home and then just start playing Shenmue until it was time for like to go to bed or whatnot. And it would always bum me out because like I can remember as I'd have Rio going home at night, I would always stop at the payphone and like call Nozomi or something just to see what she would say. And it was always like this quick 5 seconds, like, "Hey, oh, I can't talk now. See you." And I would be like, "Oh." It's
Well,
just-
Literally one time the three of us, Mr. Hammond, Dr. Sanders, watching Dr. Sanders play Shenmue, and all he was doing was trying to collect all the Sonic figures. That's all his money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
damn
he
it, not
burned
another
all of his money.
Knuckles. Not another Knuckles.
Yeah.
So many
I
Knuckles.
remember he got like 10 fucking Knuckles dolls, didn't he?
I got like 19 Bean the Dynamites.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's
You get, like,
right.
tons of those, too.
And it's like, as soon as I got that, I'd be like, maybe I should get another. And I would like sit there for a second. I'd be like, I'd hit left on the D-pad, be like, beep. I'm like, I feel so bad.
Sure, I'll play again. No, but what pissed me off was I was like playing through the game and I intentionally tried not to spend too much money just because I had heard that your saved data would carry over into the next Shenmue. So so I was like, okay, let's try to be a little bit frugal here, not waste all that money. And then, like a fucking month later, they're like, so hey, big news! They're about to discontinue the Dreamcast, and they're not going to release any more games. I was like, fuck, what am I doing then?
Yeah, the only way you can play it is
So
with
what'd you do with
the
your-
PAL release.
Yeah,
So
so
what'd you do with
I
your money after that?
was just fucking spending it all on the little arcade games and shit like that.
I bought the cat so much fish.
All right,
Yeah.
where's our HD Shenmue? They said there was going to be an HD Shenmue.
I heard about that.
Where is it?
Well, they lied.
I want that. I want that now.
Well, are you telling you that when you buy it, you can be like, maybe I should get another?
Yeah.
You know, this.
I'm
Let me
gonna
get another one.
2 copies.
Just while we're talking about Shenmue, do you guys recall? I don't even know if they make vids anymore, but Mega 64,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they still
Yes.
make videos.
Yeah.
the Shenmue one, like really cracked me up when he's walking around asking everybody
Oh, yeah.
like where
I've seen
sailors
that.
are. Like, hey,
Yeah.
are there any sailors around here? And people are like, I don't know. What? It's like, I'm looking for the man who killed my father. What? That
Yeah. I love
I
that.
remember that. Yeah, that shit's funny.
God.
Mega 64.
Like-
Yes.
I remember they did that with like Final Fantasy 12 or something, and they had the guy dress up like Van, I think, and I don't remember what they made him say, but it was like something obviously something in the game, like don't trust the lies of like the Empire or something.
The one, like, I remember they did, what was it, Ico, and he would run around with the little chick, and he would
Oh,
turn back.
Yorda!
That was
Hate
hilarious.
that bitch.
Paperboy was the funniest one because they were fucking with that newspaper delivery guy. It was like it had to be like 4:30 in the morning, and they're all running out in the middle of the street dressed as mummies and
I saw
skateboarding
the
Yeah.
in front of them.
I saw the one where
Yeah,
they did like Metal Gear and they had like Hideo Kojima in it.
I didn't know.
Oh.
The Metal Gear one I remember was when
Oh.
the dude was sneaking around to the supermarket, and then he
Yeah,
gets spotted. He gets spotted by the old lady, and like the exclamation point comes above his head and shit, and he's running from her. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, they did
I
another
got
one. They
disconnected
actually
again.
got Cliffy B and Hideo Kojima to be in it.
Yeah, actually,
So-
Mega 64 is now they're partnered with Game Trailers, which is obviously a subsidiary of MTV. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
So that's really cool. But obviously they one thing that is a kind of irritates me about game trailers a lot is that you can't
Their reviews.
people well other than their reviews is that they discourage the people who do their shows from using retro games because it's hard to get copyrights to make money off it. It's like really weird
Sucks.
because they get so many lawsuits against them for like all the like people used to use movie footage in their videos like ScrewTack and
Yeah.
all this.
Oh
So
yeah, all that stuff.
in certain games they just like are like don't put footage of it inside of a video. So yeah, it's because
but
it has
But a still image is okay.
still images. Yeah, that's so weird. Still images are okay. That confuses the shit out of me.
That's
Like-
fucking dumb.
Loopholes, man.
So
I hate copyright law.
yeah, actually, what I'm gonna do is have Magic Orange Road. I'm gonna burn it to 5 1/4 floppies, distribute it.
Oh man,
To just-
I've been waiting for that media to come back.
Fucking good
I want to
idea.
discourage bootlegging of it.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Like half the environments in the game are from Final Fantasy.
Well,
Like I just took the chipsets from it. It's really funny.
That's
Funny.
that's nice.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, something that I found recently that kind of made me laugh. Do you guys recall Final Fantasy Mystic Quest?
Yes.
Yes,
Vaguely.
It was like the RPG for beginners. That's what it was dubbed, the RPG for beginners.
Yeah.
Over here, I don't know who, like, if it was developed by maybe like an American team or something, but over here it's actually called Final Fantasy USA Mystic Quest.
Yeah, I know. And then in Europe, it's like that game has the weirdest everything. I'm not sure where it was developed, but it was developed for American gamers, and it actually came out first. It was supposed to be only in America, and then they released it later in Japan because they were like people were in Japan apparently were like I can't complete my collection out here
Yeah.
of Final Fantasy because it was in the height of Final Fantasies and stuff.
So I just
So-
think that's funny that when they eventually released it here, they just called it Final Fantasy USA Mystic Quest. It's pretty
Oh,
funny.
it's called Mystic Quest Legend in PAL regions. I have
Mystic-
no idea why.
I don't know, that's kind of dumb. That's two nouns. Like, how can it be a quest legend? It's one or the other, isn't it?
I don't know. That's like sounds like whenever you're like, oh, I'm going on the final Dragon Quest fantasy.
God.
Like,
The Final Dragon God Quest Fantasy Medallion.
I feel like that's a fan game that probably a 12-year-old girl made about Final Fantasy VII.
Possibly.
I'm
I
just saying.
wrote that.
Sounds good.
Oh. Good. Does it involve Sora?
It involves Sora and Roxas and Axel in a big.
But no
pile.
dumb Kyrie because
No.
she is dumb and smelly.
And a whore.
What? I'm not sure what character you're talking about.
She's like ugly.
There's
What
a
am I talking
she
about?
in Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's called a Roxas. Okay, escort missions.
Escort
Called
missions.
Leon.
Wait, actually, I have something completely unrelated to say that I think one or more of you may found funny or horrifying. And I'm gonna do this because I need to go do stuff that might be noisy in a second.
Probably gonna
Okay.
be the latter.
No, actually, I happened to be made aware recently of a terrible fanfic, crossover fanfic, and guess what it was of?
Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy VII,
No.
and Gears of War.
Actually, that would make no sense until you added Gears of War. That's already a thing, pretty much within Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, no, it was a crossover fan fiction of the Terminator and the Lion King.
That
What?
sounds.
Let that sink in for a second. A Terminator, Lion King fan.
So the
crossover fan
Terminator killed Simba's dad.
That sounds fucking
fiction.
good.
Well, from what
Oh,
from what I
They should
From what
call
I
it
remember-
the Circle of Death.
Okay, from what I remember, this is basically what happened. It was short. And it went like this. It's pretty much in the setting of Terminator, except then the machines go to Africa and they fight the Pride Lions. And
Nice.
then John Connor and his wife go team up with Simba and his she lion bitch. And then a Terminator gets sent back in time to kill Simba or something, and it's shaped like Scar.
So
That's pretty much it.
So you read it.
Yes, I unfortunately read it.
It's pretty awesome. I would love to see like Arnold just mowing down a whole pride of lions.
Disney, I know you're listening. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
I think the closest you'll ever come to that is Conan the Barbarian when he punches the camel.
Oh, let's go talk to my uncle.
That was
I actually do have connections to Disney.
nice.
I can make this happen.
I had an idea. I had an idea for a Terminator fan fiction. I wanted to do one where the Terminators actually like after they had successfully gone back in time and like killed Sarah and John or whatever. And it's like a future where there are only Terminators. So it's like they're all Arnold and now they have their own little society that they live in. And I wanted it to be like a courtroom drama, and it's an entire courtroom full of nothing but T-101s, like they're all Arnold, and like I just in my head there's this in my head the defendant is Arnold and the defense attorney is Arnold and the prosecutor is Arnold, and like I just in my head, like I see the defense attorney giving like this like kind of impassioned speech like they normally do in these movies, where he's just like, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my client, my client is just this client is just like you and me. He is a cybernetic endoskeleton with human living tissue over with no emotion whatsoever." If
Oh my god!
You must agree.
That.
Wait,
I didn't think anything could top pregnant Arnold Schwarzenegger.
But an entire courtroom full of Arnolds? Yeah.
They're all pregnant with himself.
I could just see
Like
him
in
giving
that
that speech
movie.
and then it cutting to I could just see him giving that speech and then cutting to like a whole bunch of Arnolds and be like, "Oh yeah, I agree."
Yeah. Just like that, just like a blank, motionless, like, and then like the fucking prosecutors does like cross examinations, like, "Fuck you, asshole."
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
But what is that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he gets pregnant?
I don't know
Junior.
the name of it. Yeah, Junior. That's the name of the movie.
Junior.
Oh my god,
It's a terrible
That-
fucking movie.
that is quality right there.
That's a really bad movie.
Like,
Movie so bad you can't believe it exists.
how do you go from doing shit like Predator and Commando to now Junior? It just doesn't make sense. What
It's called the career. Career. You need to spread out to be a
Yeah.
career good actor.
make the money? But come on.
Well,
man.
at least Jingle All the Way was good.
Yeah. At least that's a fucking holiday classic. You know?
That's Sinbad movie.
Like, yeah.
Oh my
Sinbad,
god.
dude. Sinbad was the most insightful comedian ever. Women be shopping.
What up with that?
He was good.
We're not talking about the sailor,
Sinbad? No, we're not.
the adventures. No.
The
I love that
Adventures of-
movie.
Yeah. Some Ray Harryhausen.
No, not that one. The bad one.
What bad? What?
There's like there's like this '90s one that's like it's an animated Sinbad film.
Oh, I know the one.
You know what you're talking about, right? We're supposed to be like
Yeah,
a
I
ripoff
know
of
it.
Disney.
Sinbad.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember the whole movie being terrible, but I remember one thing that I thought was actually kind of funny. Near the beginning of the movie, when Sinbad and his crew shows up at the royal party or whatever, is one kind of short-looking dude gets stopped by the guards and has to pull out his weapons. And he pulls like a knife, another knife, a bomb, a sword, a spear. Just starts pulling weapons, ass loads of them out of like his vest, and guards are just dumbfounded. And by the time the scene's over, he's got like this 3-foot pile of weapons and bombs and shit. And then like everyone's speechless, him, the guards, and then Sinbad tells them, you know, we're leaving or whatever. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? God damn it. And he picks up his big ass weapon pile and just walks out.
Nice.
That I remember being kind of funny. Because there's just so many goddamn knives on that one little dude.
That's some sharp wit right there.
Yeah.
It's not. That's cute.
Are you
Alright, I'm
watching
done.
something again?
No, but I'm done now. Doing all my weird little extraneous shit.
Oh,
Sorry
God.
about that.
It always cracks me up. Like, you'll just be like, all it's just like we're talking about something, and then
Yeah,
almost
usually
every podcast.
most of this stuff gets cut out, but I left a lot of it in like the last episode, so it's pretty funny.
The last episode was so funny. It's like I don't even know what we talked about. Oh, we talked about the Lemony Snicket's video game.
Oh yeah, the license games
Yeah.
episode. Chases fucking rats that was in that movie.
So dumb.
So weird. So
Oh yeah, what'd you talk about after I left?
Chase's rat. Chase has a rat that was in Lemony Snicket's.
A series of unfortunate events. The movie.
He had a rat?
Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
pet rat, and it was in that movie.
It was in a scene that was
Yeah.
in the movie.
That's cool, I think.
Yeah, that's how I kind of said it. I was like, that's neat.
I'm like, that's hilarious.
I was like,
Well-
That's one of the best things Chase ever told me in my life.
Very interesting. I met a dude in Texas. He was in basketball. Yeah. He was
yeah.
he was on the one of the teams. He was on the San Francisco
Wow.
Ferries. The Ferries team where like they do that scene where Trey Parker's like, "How to speak San Franciscan," and he like pulls the little guy over and he like shows him his bare ass and he's like, "Vagina," and the guy misses his shot. I met that guy in Texas.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah.
that's pretty
Well, I met
cool.
Dustin Diamond.
Oh no, did you? Did he try to sell you his dildo?
I wish. To pay for his house again.
Oh, Dustin.
That was so funny. When I saw him on that plane. I didn't think it was him at first. I'm like, is that really fucking Dustin Diamond standing next to me? But then, like, as soon as like one person was like, "Oh, can I get a picture?" Like, just like one person. And then I'm like, okay, it really is him.
Oh, you know J.K. Simmons, the guy who's you guys know who that is? I'm trying to think of what's the name of that guy from Portal 2? Who's the
Steve Murphy.
No.
No, not that guy. The other guy who Cave Johnson. You know Cave Johnson from Portal 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
The guy who voices him.
You met him?
Yeah, I got him. Well, yeah, like for a second, but it was at I went to Star Wars Live and he was there.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me. Yeah.
Oh. I got a cool one. Johnny, you might like this one. I talked with Bruce Campbell a few days ago.
Ah, dude, that's sick.
That is awesome.
Yeah. I had to go to LA to pick up James at the airport, and Bruce Campbell was there waiting for his plane.
Wow.
That's pretty fucking cool.
What?
And, like, sign my face.
Yeah. Sign my chin, Mr. Campbell.
Hey. Yeah.
I met the rapper.
Oh,
Lil.
one.
Let him talk first.
Sorry,
I-
one last thing about Bruce Campbell. There's gonna be another Hellboy movie. You heard about it?
No.
No, actually, I haven't. Is there really?
He's going to be He's gonna be Lobster Johnson.
Oh my God.
Oh shit! I have to see
Yeah.
that now. Well, I already
I
like
know, that's
Hellboy.
exactly-
I already like
yeah.
the Hellboy movies. I don't care what anybody says. So.
To the hell with him.
Oh,
Shut up.
No, and speaking of meeting celebrities in airports, I was in New Orleans in 2008, and it was just after the NBA All-Star game, and I met, I think it's Lil Jon. Who's the guy that goes, yeah?
yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Isn't that Little
Yeah.
Wayne?
Yeah. No, it's Lil Jon.
It's John. Yeah, it's John.
Oh.
It's Lil Jon. Yeah, I met him.
Oh, rappers.
Yeah, me neither, but I recognize him because I remembered him from Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah.
So I saw him. He was in the airport, and he was like hanging out, like taking pictures with chicks. And he really is like really, really lil. He's like a tiny little man, and he had a really, really big bodyguard with him. But he Like I thought he was gonna be like all like crazy and wacky and stuff like that and doing funny stuff, but he was like
Just
he
like,
was so like just not. I think he was high.
well, that's probably
That yeah.
very very likely.
No, a
Yeah.
rapper being high.
He was
Oh,
extreme,
I totally
real
forgot
mellow.
about this one, but this is totally like super like F-list celebrity that I saw at the airport not that long ago. But you guys probably won't even know what I'm talking about actually. But something I do on occasion is I will watch the Disney Channel and I'll watch all those tween shows. And
Okay.
you know that have you guys ever heard of
Hi.
the one where I don't know I get really bored sometimes. They're
but
entertaining.
Still, dude, that's
They're entertaining on a writing level with how bad you can do dialogue sometimes, and I like to watch bad things.
but
And so
the dialogue is so
there's this
predictable.
one show. It's
so
called like You're in the Band or something like that. And
Okay.
you ever heard of that? Anybody? No.
No.
There's like this really big fat guy who like played like the drummer, and he was at the airport, and I saw him. So if anybody knows what I'm talking about and who's listening to this in the future, you got that reference, and I like you now. So there you go.
It's hard for me to envision a really fat drummer. I've never like.
It was a fake band for a
Oh.
TV show, so I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
think-
none of them could actually play instruments because
Yeah.
none of them did on the show. Because you can obviously tell.
Because like I think the fattest drummer I could think of was Vinnie Paul from Pantera. He was
Oh
chubby.
yeah.
He was chubby, but he wasn't like obese.
I
He's
can
not
think
like
of a fat drum.
he's not like that
Questlove.
guitar player. Who?
Questlove's pretty fat.
Yeah, well, he's gotten fat in the last few years.
But
Yeah.
Questlove.
in comparison to that guitar player from Fear Factory.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I always thought that was funny
Uh-oh.
watching him play because like his body takes up a huge chunk of the guitar. Like he's looks so small on him. It's funny.
Yeah, I used to know this punk band, and they like all the other guys, they were like totally like just stereotypical punk guys, you know. And then the drummer was like this big, huge, fat dude, and he didn't even have like a regular drum seat. He had like a lawn chair. He could sit in.
Well, that's basically what
awesome.
Johnny uses because he broke his
He
drum
broke
seat.
it.
Because he
Yeah.
breaks everything.
Yeah, they destroys that drum set.
Oh,
every time.
so good that he bought new tom like heads today though.
Nobody knows what I'm about, but yeah,
Sounds
we
so
had like
good.
the Failing. If anybody knows our band, Failing Minds, it's like, oh my god, the drums, like stuff gets so beat up with us because we play really, really hard. So, but Johnny breaks everything.
Oh, how many sticks is he broken now? Like 20 sets?
Yeah,
Like
it's
seriously.
probably. It's not even like an exaggeration. I gave him like a pile of drumsticks, and now he has none.
Almost at every show he's broken a stick now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like during the show.
Hey, did you ever get the bass drum head replaced?
we got a new bass drum.
Yeah, we got a new bass drum. We just
Okay.
used Johnny's because after Donnie destroyed that one, we didn't use it. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I remember we just used that thing forever like that.
Dude, that bass drum head, that hadn't been replaced for like 6 years, and then all of a sudden I broke it, and then we just stopped using the drum. It's like,
That's what happens.
it's all lazy.
And also the pedal for it's broken too, anyways.
Yeah, Johnny broke the bass drum pedal, slammed his foot through the metal part. That was ridiculous.
That's nice. Remember when Tony broke the hi-hat?
Yeah, pretty much let's just say that we're pretty much the ghettoest TV show and band ever. So
Well, Johnny's old cymbals could like decapitate people with like the metal that's like hanging off of those things. Just like
yeah,
razor sharp like ribbons of like metal.
yeah, Jim, you ever heard the Failing Minds, the demo that we have up on our page?
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Is that on
For-
those cymbals?
Yeah, this still has those
Oh
symbols.
my god, this sounds so bad.
You can hear it. It's like, like
That
It's like-
symbol sounds awful. I don't know how we even used that symbol. It sounded like a trash can.
It did. So
Oh.
I turned it just way down in the mix. So
turn you down.
Because like but seriously, if you
Good
listen to like
idea.
every roll, it's like it's so ridiculous. But yeah, it's nuts. Hey, so Jim, what's your favorite episode of Slime TV?
My fave. Fishing for compliments.
No, I mean, I don't. We don't have to.
My
Fish for they just come.
my favorite episode of Slime TV.
Never mind, what's your least favorite? That's better. What episode do you just like? We're just like, oh god.
Oh, which one?
The first one.
No, I actually liked the first one, the Earthworm Jim one.
Really?
Actually,
I like
yeah,
that.
I actually did like that one. Yeah.
I personally think that's probably the one where they. I'm not sure when it's called the worst produced one, but you can tell they weren't quite up to speed on what they were
Yeah,
We
doing.
had no idea what we were doing, literally.
Dude,
Like
we
on
had
anything, we had no idea what we were doing.
It's obviously a first outing, and you guys have like that green border around you and stuff.
That's because using green wrapping paper for our green screen.
We still do that with our episodes. We like every once in a while we film it and we're like, I'm like, especially because usually what we have on the table sometimes gets keyed out. So I just key it out as best I can, and I'm like, hey, does that look okay? And everybody goes, well, it's Slime TV, so.
I know say that.
If we're gonna
That's sad.
if we're gonna quote precedents here, yeah, it's okay. No, I don't know if I have a least favorite one or not. My favorite would probably be one of like the first few. The Clockwork Knight one was pretty cool.
God,
That's actually my favorite too.
Because you were doing a little bit of acting in there. You were treading the boards.
Yeah, well, we filmed an episode recently, and we're gonna have another skit in it. Like we kind of were doing more skits earlier,
It's
and then
because
What
that
was-
episode probably turned out so well because we put so much work into that one because we had to redo it so much.
Yeah. What was the one you guys did on Halloween? Your Halloween skit was funny.
Oh, the
Fragile
Fragile
Dreams.
Dreams. That was
Yeah.
my favorite skit we ever did.
That was a
that-
funny skit. I really
Yeah.
like that one.
That one was really fun to film too.
yeah, that's like we're trying to get back into doing the skits. It's just like when
We went all out on the new skit for the new episode.
yeah.
I think it's
Don't
good.
expect that one next. It's not the next episode, but it's one
No.
of the upcoming ones.
It'll be after we're done with Monkey Month.
Monkey Month.
Yeah, and that was pretty good. And then when you swap in and out, like when you use other people just aside from yourself and Goyle, like when you did Gauntlet
Oh yeah.
and you had Johnny there, or when you did Mother and you had Chase. That was
Yeah,
pretty
actually,
cool.
Mother is like, you can tell when we were filming some of these, I was like super busy during the week sometimes, and Mother's like one of those episodes where I was so tired, like when we were filming that, and like, oh my gosh, I remember it so well that I was exhausted when we filmed it, and I just like I look at myself, I'm like, maybe other people can't tell because I'm already like a really skinny, pale, tired-looking person.
Oh.
But I was so exhausted when we did that one.
You kind of tell you were out of it because you were kind of like just letting Chase go off, and,
Yeah.
try to do it on his own, even though he needed a lot more help than we were giving him.
What is that sound?
Are you outside now?
Yeah, Abraham, what the hell are you doing?
I actually was outside just now, and I came back in. Sorry,
You
I don't
It's like,
sit still
you
during the
can
podcast.
You can turn your mic off on Skype if you're doing
Yeah. But
No.
I can?
Yes.
Yeah, you can mute it.
Yeah, you just press that little microphone button on there. That mutes your mic. And then you can unpress it.
Oh.
Revelations!
Also, when are you guys gonna do another Decimator video? Because those are pretty funny.
Okay.
Ah,
That's okay. I've been trying to get Johnny to do a Decimator episode for a really long time, actually.
yeah, no joke. We try every time we hang out with him, and obviously we have to practice in a band all the time.
Yeah.
He's always like, "Yeah, we got to think of a good way to do it though," and then like we end up not doing it.
Yeah. 'Cause
I've been trying to get another one of those done though. Trying to.
Because those, I find those funny. They crack me up. And some of the shit he says, like when he picks up the, there was one, he picked up the chip out of the game and he like puts it in his mouth. And he was like, oh, this game tastes like shit too. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he comes up actually with most of the stuff that he says. So
Yeah.
we usually just like, okay, Johnny, just do this, and then he comes up with a lot of the funny stuff like that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
one thing I kind of want to tease on here, but it's not going to be probably done for a few more episodes because we're trying to wait till, at least I'm trying to wait till we do at least a year, like a complete year.
Mhm.
Because even though we had the YouTube up in June or May or something, May 5th, I think, we did film Slime TV, but it took me like 2 months to edit it, or at least get all the parts together to do it all,
Yeah, because we had to do like the opening and like all that stuff right at the beginning,
yeah.
But
all at the same
one
time.
thing we were thinking of doing is a commentary on the first episode, like we do like commentary and just like watch it,
Yeah.
and the other one is we're gonna do like a making of Slime TV. It's gonna be cool. Like we talk about the history and all that because it's actually pretty interesting. Like
Yeah.
outside of us,
Those both sound like really good ideas, actually.
yeah,
Well,
There's
we
like-
kind of had that idea of like kind of like the making up thing since like the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we actually did have a failed YouTube show beforehand
Oh my God.
before we did Slime
We're
TV.
not going there until the video is done. That's how let's just do that.
Yep,
Oh my gosh.
So-
Right
Yeah.
on.
it's interesting, but yeah,
You'll find out the origin of my character's name.
Awesome. Always wondered.
what the fuck is a goyle?
Goyle.
It'll make
Goyle.
sense. It'll make sense in that video.
Like goyles? Like those beautiful goyles?
No,
It's actually an acronym.
Like on
Yeah.
Metalocalypse?
yeah, I know. It's like New York. Like, oh, look at all the goyles.
Yeah,
All
do your
those
interfa-
beautiful
do your
goyles.
interface impression.
Yeah, but it's actually an acronym for something.
Do
So,
your interface impression. Do it.
Sweet.
oh, Murphy's. Can I play I'm freeballing. Freeballing.
I love it.
Can I just say a little something personal? How are a little Amanda and Scott, your children? Yeah, things have been tough since the divorce. Yeah, that's tough. Hey, happy almost birthday! 2 weeks. Get out of here. You're done.
Oh god, season 1. That is.
Oh my god, that was good.
that was
good.
That was great.
That kills me.
Kudos.
I love the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Fucking love that.
well, we're
was
at
exciting.
about 2 hours on this podcast.
Okay,
Are
about
we?
time.
Fuck.
About time to wrap it up then.
It kind of flies when you're having fun.
Wrap
Yeah.
it up.
I like how we spent half the podcast not talking about anything podcast related.
Yeah.
Who cares?
That topic ate up about 15 minutes of this
It's
podcast.
at the end. People have already turned off there. They're already.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure they're just leaving this on because they're grinding in some RPG.
Well, not that I don't do.
They need something
I
to drone on in the background while they play.
I need white noise while I try to fall asleep, and I always SlimeWire every time. It works like seriously, it's better than like ambient.
Oh my gosh. That makes me feel good, I think. I don't know.
I don't even know how I get through editing it because it's like I have narcolepsy or something when I start.
It's like when I listen. It's like okay, never mind. All right, well, this has been SlimeWire. I am
Episode
Dr.
9,
Sanders.
Captain Goyle.
I'm Mr. Ham.
And I'm Kid Sure You Can.
All right,
There we
and
go.
You're
we'll
off.
see you next time on Off the Wire. Yeah, okay, bye.
Said that, Johnny.
Fuck you, Donnie.
All right.